Just start again with your name and...
Oh, I'm Phillip Hughes with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service at the National Key Deer Refuge in the lower Florida Keys. The site we're at here is indicative of a ring, of a vegetation ring that encompasses many parts of the islands, in which you have a strip of buttonwood trees that have died. Buttonwood trees take a wide range of salt, but they're not tolerant to salt to the extent that the mangroves are. In many places we see mangroves coming in areas where these buttonwood trees have died and become what I call buttonwood bones. In some cases it's other species, but the pattern is one of more salt-tolerant plants taking over the space of less salt-tolerant plants. And the less salt-tolerant plants have less room, and they'd have to move uphill to persist. And of course, room is very limited here. Behind me, you'll see an example of the interweaving of these live and dead trees, which we interpret as an effect of the rising tide. Rising tide, that being an example of that, is at the Key West tidal station. Over the last 100 years, the rise has been about 9 inches. And more recently, the rate of rise is faster than in the earlier days. Over on Sugarloaf Key, in the National Key Deer Refuge and other parts of the refuges, we had on the order of 35 to even 40% of the pines area has died off and been replaced by more salt-tolerant plants.